ॐ समस्तजनकल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम्. Hari Om, everyone. These sessions on oneness, which is titled as Meditation of Vision, we'll look at some practical tips for meditation, which is based primarily on chapter 6 of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. The most authentic source for meditation is Bhagavad Gita, chapter 6. But I've heavily derived from Puja Guruji's book, Puja Guruji's one small booklet, which says the same title actually, Oneness, Meditation of Vision. So a lot of it I've taken from there. Before we get into meditation topic, I think it's important to reflect about what are we trying to do here? What is this mind and what is the importance of taking care of this mind? You know, one thing which is very unique about our mind is we have so many actions, so many interactions throughout the day, and different aspects are involved. Even in our body, different sense organs are predominant in certain actions. For example, if you are walking, legs are primarily the organ of action, which are the most important one. If let's say you are speaking, so mouth is the organ of action, which is heavily used. Reading, so eyes are the organ of action, organ of perception. If you're listening, the organ of perception is ear. Hands have nothing much to do in hearing. But in each and every action, the common factor is our mind. So there is no action in the day behind which our mind is not there. Which means what? It is the most used aspect of our personality. Something which can tire out very easily because it's busy the whole day. That's why in Shiva Sankalpa Suktam, there is one mantra which says, Yasman narute kinchana karma kriyate, tanme manah Shiva Sankalpamastu. The introduction of mind is, may that mind of mine, without which no actions can be done. That mind of mine which is present behind every single action, may that mind have auspicious thoughts. So the common factor behind all perceptions that I'm having of this world and the common factor behind my entire response to this world, different situations that I'm placed in, that is this mind. Although it looks technical, walking, speaking, reading, listening are all technical activities where sense organs are involved. But basically what we are trying to say is our perception of the world and response of this world, response to this world. The one factor which is common is this mind. Now, if you have, let's say, an organization where there are different departments, each department will have a head. And that head has to worry about his own department. But you have a leader who cannot worry about just one thing, but he has to oversee each and everything. So imagine how much of mental bandwidth that person needs, what kind of stamina that person needs if he has to oversee everything. Just like an organization has this structure, our personality also has this structure. And the leader of our personality is this mind. So in a way, you can say mind leads our personality. Who I am is defined by what kind of mind I have cultivated. That is the introduction to our personality. So if a leader has to be efficient, he needs certain qualities. Few qualities are, he needs to be calm and peaceful. He needs to be somebody who is accepting of everybody, doesn't have strong preferences, likes and dislikes. And third quality of a leader is he should be focused. Whatever he wants to accomplish, he or she wants to accomplish, they should be able to focus on their goal, get what they want. So if mind is our leader, mind is the leader of our personality, this mind also needs to have these three qualities. It has to be peaceful, it has to be accepting, and it has to be focused. Okay, three qualities of this mind. Everybody with me so far? Just we are looking at what is the importance of this. Now, this is what we want. We want to make the mind peaceful, more accepting of people, cheerful, and focused. What is the means? How do we make it? Our scriptures say, the one who is able to do sadhana, that person will be blessed with all these three. That person will be blessed with these three qualities, these three beauties of the mind will come to such a person. Now, what is the connection between sadhana and the mind? We saw the importance of the mind, and we said if mind has to be peaceful, accepting, and focused, we need to do sadhana. But how do they actually relate with each other? I'm not sure if you're familiar with this index. It's called air quality index. Okay, the pollutant particle. I was also not very keen about it until I came to Delhi. I started looking at this more after I've come here. What it shows is, as it goes higher, the number goes higher, means it's the air quality is not good. The air quality is best when you wake up in the morning, when nobody is out on the streets, no vehicles are there, nothing has started. Air is much better. As the day goes by, it becomes worse. The air quality reduces, means the number goes high. Just like we have this index, air quality index, we have something which is called mind disturbance index. Throughout the day, how does our mind, what is the state of our mind? How disturbed it is? It is the best when we are asleep. That's why we all love sleep, because mind is very calm and peaceful. Nothing is there to bother it. But as the day goes by, as activities start, just like our air quality, this mind index, mind disturbance index also keeps going higher. What is the first thing that we all do? Okay, asleep and just woke up. Okay, we have not yet spoken to anybody, not done anything. But by the time you wake up, mind has already gotten disturbed a little bit. After that, let's say you see your messages. Somebody has texted something, somebody else has told you something else. Disturbance is little more. Then you read emails, to-do list, what all things are pending today, what all meetings I have to do, where all I am lagging behind on, what all different things, more disturbance. On top of that, if you have some bothering people in your life, some tough professor is there, some boss, some friend, that interaction makes the mind even more agitated. Now, this is a natural pattern, nothing surprising. As the day goes by, as our activities increase, rajas increases, mind does get disturbed. Now, what is sadhana going to do for us? Sadhana will make sure, even if my day goes to the most difficult point, still my mind remains calm. That is the beauty of sadhana. If we are able to do puja, some japa, meditation, not only in the morning when I do it, but throughout the day, it will help keep the mind calm. If we have connected to Bhagavan, through puja and japa. It will make us more accepting, and meditation will help us make the mind more focused. So the point is, these sadhanas should be looked upon as an investment of our time, not an expense of our time. If I can take care of this routine well in the morning, I can handle my day better. That disturbance, which would have been very high in a difficult situation, I can gracefully face that situation on the strength of my sadhana. Okay. But in this particular session, we will not focus on puja, we will not focus on japa. Our focus is going to be only meditation. But before we came to meditation, I wanted to build some context. Why are we focusing on meditation? Importance of mind and connection to sadhanas. Okay. Now, whenever we do something, if we know the glory of that thing, our commitment becomes deeper, commitment becomes more. So regarding meditation, many great Mahatmas have spoken. In fact, we'll be posting some pointers. I'll talk about it later. But many Mahatmas, they have spoken about the glory of meditation. Puja Gurudev, he says, a short period of meditation can take a japa conditioned mind to unimaginable heights in an impossibly short time. Japa conditioned mind means that mind which has done japa. It has prepared itself through japa, relatively quiet, relatively single pointed. Then you do meditation. That meditation can take us to great heights. And so many anecdotes are there on Gurudev's tapasya. When he was with Taponji Maharaj, the intensity of meditation they had there. Very small kutir, and Gurudev being a tall person, getting into that kutir itself was difficult. And the only thing you can do there is sit. So somebody asked, it's such a small kutir, what do you do? He said, acrobatics is not meant for sannyasins. To sit and meditate, this kutir is good enough. Whatever that little space is there, for meditation, it's good enough. Every Shivaratri day, Gurudev had a special room under his kutir in Bombay. That is where he would spend the whole day in meditation. You could see him only once, that too at midnight, he would come out. But otherwise, whole day, he was unavailable. Another inspiring insight is from Swami Vivekananda ji, who has also spoken a lot about meditation. He himself was a master at it. Sometimes when they write, they give very, very practical applications, practical definitions. He says, what is meditation? Meditation is the power which enables us to resist all this. All this means all the lower things. If we want to graduate higher in our spiritual journey, the anchor for us is meditation. That which will give us a taste of bliss is this dhyanam. So much so that he says, power of meditation gets us everything. One practice, if we can master, hold on to it, and do it consistently, it will bring everything. Okay, this is the glory of meditation. So what have we covered? First point was importance of mind, how it is the common factor in our perception and response of this to this world. It leads our personality. Then we saw the connection between sadhana and mind. The one who is able to do sadhana, he or she is blessed with a peaceful mind, an accepting mind, and mind which is focused. Last topic we saw was glory of meditation. So far, so good. Everybody walking along with me. Okay. I know it's a little early in the day for some of you, but I'm glad you're here. Okay. So now Puja Guruji defines what exactly is meditation. This I've taken from the book Meditation and Life. It's a very precise definition of meditation. It will help us in our practice. Effortless abidance in the awareness of one's true nature is meditation. Effortless abidance in the awareness of one's true nature. Now pay attention to these words. When we say effortless abidance, that word effortless means it's a perfected state. Okay. Anything which is effortless means what? For a long time we have strived to abide. We have struggled to abide. Why struggle? You can say we have put in our best to abide. As a result of that, over a period of time, one is able to effortlessly abide. Okay, so don't look for this on day one. I want to effortlessly abide in my true nature. It's not going to happen. Okay. Then pay attention to the word abidance. What abidance tells us is meditation is not an action. Gurudev, in several places, he writes, meditation is not a verb. It's rather paying attention to the self, paying attention to that awareness. Right? In today's session also, if you noticed, we were not trying to do anything. We were just trying to observe what is already there. If I tell you observe sound, what do you have to do? Nothing. You just have to witness the sound and notice how that sound is becoming an object of my awareness. I am not the sound, I am the awareness. So that is the abidance part. It is not an action. It is mainly paying attention. Of one's true nature. Abidance in the awareness of one's own true nature. What does that mean? This true nature, which is of the nature of bliss, is already there. I just have to pay attention to it. My attention right now is fully on the world outside, or it might be on some thoughts on the mind. Meditation is a technique of paying attention to that which is always present. It has been present and it will be present. So that blissful self is already there and it is always there. Okay. So these are some fundamentals which will help us a lot. Because meditation sometimes is defined in different ways. How does Bhagavan Krishna define it? That is this definition. Okay. Effortless abidance in the awareness of one's own true nature is meditation. One good example of this is the stereogram image. If you have come to our Mahasamadhi camp, we had a lot of these this year. So how do you look at this image? You focus on a point and you try to see it behind it. You don't try to see it on the screen. It's not that easy, especially if it's not blown up. You might struggle to do it with a smaller image. This is Om, by the way. Now you just look at it and try to see beyond. And then that Om, which is already there, becomes visible to you. You're not creating that Om. That Om is already there. It is just available to us. And once it is available, then you don't lose sight of it. You can very quickly go back. The effortless part comes there. Otherwise, first time when you try to see, it's very difficult, especially if your neighbor gets it and you don't get it. And he keeps telling you, oh, it's right there. I can see it. And you say, no, I can't see it. But it takes time. Similarly, meditation also, to pay attention to the self, it takes time. It's an art. Okay. Now comes the question, what exactly are we supposed to meditate upon? Because if I tell you, meditate on this watch, can you see the watch? I think it's considering as noise. Okay. If I tell you, meditate on this watch, now you know watch has a name, it has a form, it has a color, it has some attributes. You can say, okay, I need to think about this watch. Is it something like this watch that we are supposed to meditate upon? Is it an object that we are given, or is it something else? We are talking about Vedantic meditation. Huh? There are different types of meditations, but I purposely chose not to focus on many types. Then what happens is we don't get a good hold on even one of it. So we'll just focus on the Vedantic meditation part and then try to explore it further. The world that we live in is very clear to us. The city, the mountains, the rivers, all of that is seen. It's an object. Now just come a little closer. Think about who is seeing it. We will say, I am seeing it. So when I say I, what is included there? Eyes are there, ears are there, basically organs of perception. Then I have organs of actions, like hands and legs are organs of actions. So through these sense organs, I am perceiving the world. Now these sense organs are able to function because behind that, mind is operating. Mind is the common factor for all my sense organs. If we go a little deeper, beyond the mind, there is consciousness. Consciousness which enlivens even the mind and sense organs and this body, through which I am perceiving this world. Now, generally, if somebody asks us, where does the world start? We draw a line here. We say, this is I, body is me, sense organs, mind, all of that is me, and this is the world. World, generally, when we show like this only. Everything outside is world. Vedanta says, erase this line and draw the line here. Okay, draw the line here, and whatever is on the right of this line, which is mind, sense organs, body, and sound, whatever outside, all of them are objects. They are objects of my awareness. Why is it an object? Because it is known. I know my thoughts. I know the presence of a thought, absence of a thought. I know a sound, presence of a sound, absence of a sound. All these are objects, and the one who is witnessing it has different names. You call it by whatever name you want, but we should know what we are referring to. It is sometimes called as Om, or it is called as a witness, or awareness, consciousness, Atman, Brahman. Different names are given in Upanishads. So what are we meditating upon? We are meditating upon the essence of Upanishad, which says, I am this consciousness. I am consciousness. I am not the body, not the mind, not the sense organs. That pure consciousness I am. If you joined 5 minutes early today, We were playing the chant Nirvana Shatakam. Mano buddhyahankara chittani naham. None of these conditionings I am. Chidananda Rupah Shivoham Shivoham. I am that blissful self, which is not an object. So, what are we meditating upon? We are meditating upon consciousness. This also we have to be very clear. Huh? We are not meditating upon thoughts. Neither are you meditating upon breath, nor on body. Chakra meditation, Kundalini awakening, all of them are different. Vedantic meditation, our goal is consciousness. Okay. You all can reflect more. Huh? If you have any questions, write it down. So, what are we meditating upon? We are meditating upon consciousness. Now, what is the difference between watch and consciousness? This watch has attributes. Consciousness doesn't have attributes. Attributes means it has some name, form, color, something I can use to describe it. Unlike this watch, consciousness doesn't have any attributes. How do I know it then? Or how will the teacher indicate it to us? How will the rishis indicate it to us? They say you don't have to indicate it as an object. You just stop paying attention to objects. This consciousness is self-shining. It will reveal itself as I. When everything is quiet, that which remains is consciousness. Okay, I won't go more into this topic, but I think this much is good, right? What is the object of meditation? Huh? What are we meditating upon? Not on objects, but remember, when you say objects, we are not just talking about the buildings and mountains and rivers. Sense organ is also an object. Body is also an object. And most importantly, thoughts are also objects. Okay. Now, once we are able to appreciate this, then we have to bring some Vedantic thoughts. Tasya bhasa sarvamidam vibhati. In that light alone, everything else shines. Natatra Suryo, when we chant, this line comes there. Means in my light as pure consciousness, this mind, sense organs, and the world outside is illumined. Whoever is perceiving this world in any life form, it can be an insect all the way up till celestial beings, including human beings. All of us are able to do that only because of the illumination of consciousness. So in the light of consciousness, everything else shines. And what is Vedanta saying? I am consciousness. So you can say, in my light, all else shines. But be careful here, huh? How can I use the laser pointer here? Can you all see my mouse? Oh, you can. Okay. Be careful here not to draw the line here. When you say I, in my light, everything else shines, you're not talking about in the light of eyes, in the light of this body. That I doesn't refer to any of this. This line has to come here. I refers to only consciousness. In that light of consciousness, everything else is shining. Okay. Now, the next topic is, who is the meditator? I say, I am the meditator. Oh, that is good. But that meditator has certain qualities. Eyes, ears, they are all organs of perception. When consciousness identifies with organs of perception, that consciousness gets the name experiencer. This experiencer is not an independent entity. Huh? Consciousness identified with eyes and ears or all organs of perception. We get the title experiencer. I am experiencing this world. I am seeing this world. I'm hearing this world. That is the experiencer. Same consciousness, when identified with organs of action, gets the title of a doer. This is a technical way to define it, but are you able to appreciate this is happening? Organ of action, when consciousness identifies, it is called the doer. Organ of perception, when it identifies, it's called the experiencer. Okay. Now, this experiencer and doer put together is called the ego. Gurudev sometimes uses the phrase ego sense. And he purposely uses that phrase because ego, sometimes we colloquially understand it. We feel he's an egotistic, he's a proud person. That is not the ego we are referring to. We are referring to the ego sense, where the consciousness, which is our true nature, starts feeling, I am the experiencer, I am the doer. The self has identified with not self, and it has taken on some mistaken identity. Now, what is meditation, or who is the meditator? Meditator is the one who has understood, examined the limitations of finitude. He says this experiencerhood, doership, strong doership is no good. It has brought a lot of sorrow. No matter how much I do as a finite jiva, I will always remain unhappy. So by examining finitude, limitations of finitude, that person has understood essence of Vedanta. Means what? After examining finitude, he has studied Vedanta, listened to scriptures, done Shravanam. Then he has understood the essence of it. What is the essence of Vedanta? I am not doer, I am not experiencer, I am not the ego sense, but I am pure consciousness. I am that consciousness in which all these conditionings of organs of action, perception, all of them are illumined by me. Now the meditator is the one who is seeking to abide in his true nature. He wants to rub off, he wants to erase this notion of ego sense. That person is true meditator. So there is one main benefit of meditation and side benefits. What is the main benefit of meditation? This ego sense will be erased. Erased in the sense we will know that this is not our true nature. And whatever experiences come to this ego, that person will be unshaken. If somebody criticizes his work and we have strong doership, we will be miserable. We will feel it's my criticism because I am sitting in the doer. So the one who is successfully meditating, one who is successful in meditation, is able to disconnect from his transactional I. He can use the transactional I, but he doesn't strongly identify with that transactional I. His life is beautiful. Bhagavan Krishna says, even the greatest sorrow cannot shake him. Tasmin sthitona yasmin sthitona dukhyena guruna api vicharyate. Even the greatest sorrow cannot unsettle him because he is rooted in the self. That is the blessing of meditation. Side benefit of meditation is mind is peaceful, mind is calm, mind is focused. This clarity also we should have. Huh? Primary purpose of meditation is not to do anything to the mind. Side benefit of meditation is mind is calm and peaceful. Okay. One last topic: who is the meditator? Meditator is also the one who has worked or is working on the preparatory steps. What are the preparatory steps? First one is Karma Yoga, selfless service. Second is he doesn't have false expectations from people and objects. He doesn't keep on making resolves. Sankalpa means resolves. Reduce sankalpa. I have to do this, I have to do that. If I do this, I'll be happy. Or unless I do this, things will not happen. None of that. He does what he has to do, but is not restless about doing things. That is called the second preparatory step, reduce sankalpa. And third one is he is moderate. Moderation in all aspects of life, starting with eating, sleeping, exercise, activity. In all aspects, he is moderate. We'll see a little more about these preparatory steps in the next session. But remember, this is not the main topic of meditation. Although it is included in meditation, the assumption is preparatory steps, we do it on our own. So whenever we study third chapter of Bhagavad Gita, and if you wonder, if I'm studying Karma Yoga, how is it connected to meditation? Karma Yoga is a preparatory step to meditation. Similarly, if somebody tells us, have a good spiritual routine, wake up. Last month's challenge was sleep early. Why should I sleep early? Of course, there are other benefits also. Spiritual benefit is I can meditate better. Why should I be moderate in my actions? Same answer. Okay. So second set of topics we covered was what is meditation? The definition that we saw, effortless abidance in the awareness of one's own true nature is meditation. Then what are we supposed to meditate upon? This understanding that I am pure consciousness, not body, mind, or any of the objects. And the last one is, who is the meditator? One who has understood what is this ego sense and who is striving to be free from it. Finitude and the sorrow that comes with it. One who wants to abide in bliss, that person is the meditator. Also, the one who has done preparatory steps. Okay. So I will pause here and then share a few more things. So please stay back. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Guru Namaha. Hari Om.